Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage an open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at the affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by Helping Parents Heal leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about the many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you, Kathy. Pauline, my internet is unstable. I am going to have you introduce yourself and we'll get started. Thank you.
So for me, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody that's come here tonight. Looking for that peace and love from our loved ones, our children. And I just want to welcome you all here. And if you understand anything I say, but please try and understand it all, then we can work and allow it to unfold and the messages come through. Thank you. Right, so when I'm coming on here, what I do, I write it down because the kids are bombarding me from sort of 6 o'clock on my time to come and talk. And I thought I'd got it all in line, but suddenly a little girl just appeared in the middle of my lounge. So I want somebody here who would understand a little girl, and she was a ballet dancer because she's got herself all done up in her ballet kit and she's got her hair up in a little bun here and she's dancing. And I do feel her hair was a sort of a light brownish colour as she comes and stands and just looks at me. She's not very big, so I'm very unsure of an age here because she's such a petite little thing. So I probably want to go between 6 and 10 maximum of this little one as she comes in. So first of all, does anybody understand a daughter in the spirit world who would have been a ballet dancer?
Okay.
Or would have done some training. She had definitely is dressed as if she did some training.
Okay. It looks like someone has their hand raised. Kara, can you please type in the chat? Not everyone has the function to be able to raise hands.
I can see Karen.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Right. Can I work with you, Karen? Do you want me to work? Is there anybody else? Is it just you, Karen?
I don't see anyone else.
No, that's fine. All right. So, Karen, can you hear me?
Yes.
So you understand this little girl?
Yes.
Try and talk to me. Try and come on board because it's energies that I'm working with here.
Okay.
But she's right here. She stood here in the middle of my lounge looking at me, and a pretty little girl as well. You would understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's dancing and spinning, and I feel that there is such a close connection. Is this a daughter or a family member to you?
A daughter.
Right, okay. And she blows you a kiss, so I know there was a lot of emotion with her as well. You understand that? Yeah, okay. She talks about being struck down quickly. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she talks about her life. I've got all my soft toys. I want to show you my soft toys. I want lots of cuddles. And I feel she loved a bath. I mean, she's just so excited to be here. But she was a bright kid. And as I'm looking at her, your eyes and hers are exactly the same. Yeah? You understand that?
Yeah.
And she comes here today and she offers you a daisy. Daisies, I don't how you would accept them in America, but daisies are like gold middles with big white petals all around them. And she hands that to you because she wants to give you peace. And she says you must sleep. You must sleep. So I don't know if you're having trouble going to sleep or what's going on around you, but she's there dancing with you all the time. And I do feel when she was growing and toddling, you would have held her little hands on your two fingers, and she would have danced even at that young age. Would you understand that? And she comes here today to bring this love with her, and to make you understand that life is eternal, and she is there. She's just a breath away from you. Have you kept any of her ballet stuff?
Yes. Mhm.
And was she wanting to go up on her toes? But I think she's far too young to have done anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. She had her little, they weren't toe shoes, but they were, they were soft shoes.
Yeah. And she's laughing and giggling, and I feel she liked to run around the house in her frillies. She's, we call them frillies, like the little net petticoats, and just looking. But there must be some connection with a soft dog as well, an animal, stuffed animal.
She had a soft doll that was always with
A doll, okay,
her.
all right. And she laughs at that. And then she takes her hand to her stomach area. Was there a problem in that stomach area?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not going to go into illnesses
Okay.
because we don't need to do that, because we need to keep the energy up high. And she dances and pirouettes beautifully for me. And she says she's still dancing now. And talk to me, mummy, talk to me. So whenever you're feeling that sadness, know that she's here. I mean, she's just jumped in. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Today's her birthday.
It's her
So
birthday. Fabulous stuff. What more could we ask for?
yeah.
But I've got a whole list, but she wasn't on my list. I looked, and there she is, and I'm so lucky to see them. So I want to bring this beautiful child to you. And she loved her hair because she's trying to pull up my hair now. So I'm gonna give you this love of this beautiful child. She says it's either Sherry or Cherry. Does that mean anything to you? She just says those words to me. She's showing me the cherries that you put on cakes. Did she like these things?
Her little friend would always finish up in a cherry on top. I mean, and her birthday, so probably.
All right, that's beautiful. I'm going to leave that love to you. She wants to blow a kiss to you, and thank you and bless you, and know that she's around you all the time. And she's sat down now, so I don't know how long she's going to stay with me, but she's sat herself down. So God
Thank
bless,
you.
and thank you very much for working with me. Thank you. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So the next energy that I had coming around me, it's a mother, mother with a daughter, but it's the daughter that's here, and she became unwell, and she's telling me that she passed after a short illness. But I feel the mother and the daughter were very, very close, almost inseparable, and this has caused a tremendous amount of grief for the mum. And I know the mum will be here tonight, but she became unwell and she passed after a short illness.
Okay. Anyone can take this. Please type it into the chat for us. And Kara, was today your daughter's birthday? Is today your daughter's birthday? Can you unmute to just
Yep, 4/4. It's her birthday.
hi?
Fabulous.
Wow. What is your daughter's name?
Addison.
We have Sandy taking the next reading.
Okay,
It's-
I've asked her to unmute. Sandy?
Yeah, hi.
Where's Sandy? Wave to me, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so this is your daughter,
Yes.
right? And you understand she became unwell, and
Yes.
then suddenly passed after a short illness.
Yeah, she had been complaining of like coughing, and she went to the doctor a few times and they said it was nothing. And her husband took her to a prompt care. They immediately sent her to the hospital and ventilated her, and she died the next afternoon.
As she comes in today, there was so much going on in her life. I feel that before she became unwell, she was such a busy girl. I don't know if she was studying, but she shows me books as well.
She was a teacher, an elementary teacher.
Why don't I open my mouth and say she's a teacher, because I could see it. So thank you. But the love that this girl actually gave out to the kids and the people around her was just immense, and the proudness coming from you, it shows. But I want to take you back to when she was a little bit younger, when she was your little girl at home, and she was a busy little soul.
Yes.
But I feel I want to study all the time. And it's almost as if she played teachers, that she would have lined her dolls up and you do this and you do that, and full of confidence. And I feel through her school years, she excelled in so very much. But I want to also be doing sport as well. I want to be able to enjoy sport and the fun of life. And then she moved on, and she settled, and she was in a I feel in a relationship that she was happy in.
She had just gotten married. She had just
Yeah.
gotten married right before
Yeah.
she died.
Very, very happy. She shows me mountains. So does she live near mountains, or do you live anywhere near mountains, or is that a
Unfortunately.
memory? Is that a memory for her somewhere?
I don't know. I know she had, I have a picture of her that she was at a friend's on a mountain, you know.
So you have a picture of her on a mountain, right?
Yeah.
That'll do me fine. And she laughs and she says, you know, if only we could foresee what was happening, wouldn't we have so much more fun? And always thinking about the pennies and what could we afford to do. So it's about talking to you really about don't have regrets, do the things you need to do in life. Because life is fragile, and this is what she's saying, and it can be taken away from us as quick as that. But she's so happy to be here, so happy to make this connection again, and to tell you how much she loves you. Who played the piano?
My mother does. And
Thank
she
you.
always tried to make her, my daughter was musical theater. So,
Okay. She talks about that. But 1 minute she shows me her face free of makeup, and then she's got a load on. So was this stage makeup she's got on?
yes, because she was naturally just beautiful and
very
didn't wear
good.
makeup. And then she, of course, in musical theater, she was, you know, all of it on all the time for that.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, because 1 minute she's natural, then she's got all this lot on, and she laughs at me, and she says to all of us here tonight, you know, enjoy your life, enjoy every waking moment, because it can be snatched away that quick. But the anger within yourself and her husband and the family around her, I feel is quite immense of what happened here. And she says, you know, try and let that anger go, because it won't bring her back. But what it does bring back is her as a lovely soul, bringing energy and love to everyone. But she also comes in with a birthday cake. So is it somebody's birthday around this time, or a celebration?
Her dad's birthday will be April 20th.
Right, okay. So she wants to celebrate with that. And then she shows me a pack of cards. So did she play cards? Who plays cards?
Well, his side of the family, her dad's side of the family played cards a lot, but she loved to play games, any kind of games.
Right.
So
That's perfect. I
Yeah.
just like to prove who she is. And we call them caravans. You probably call them trailers. Did she
Okay.
ever go away in a caravan or stay in a trailer somewhere?
No,
You don't understand that?
no.
Okay. She just showed it to me, so I'm going to let you think about that.
Okay.
But as she dances her way out of here, she just says, just remember the fun times. She said, remember the good times that we shared, and thank you for pushing me as hard as you did to get me where I am. And I need to give you that as well.
Thank you very much.
So, and a little heart. I don't know if it's a locket you've got or some connection to a little heart necklace.
I do have a heart necklace. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So take her love. Know she's there with you.
Thank
Talk
you.
to her. She
Thank
just
you.
went away. Bless you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Now this next one, again, I want a very sudden illness, but I want it connected around COVID, and it's a female. There was a problem with breathing, and I feel there were clots on the lungs. But this all happened quite quickly, and I see them working on her, and I just need to connect to her family because I don't feel you were allowed in to see her.
Okay, if anyone can take this, please type it in the chat.
Now, if I've got that wrong and it wasn't COVID, but around COVID time, then I'll accept that. But it's a problem with her breathing, and there were clots on her lungs, and it was the clots that moved, and that took her life. No, that lady says it's a boy. No, it's definitely a female.
Okay. So you take any respiratory issues during the time period of the last 3 years, right? I think that's when.
Within the COVID time.
Okay. Okay, we have another person saying they can take it, but they're talking about a boy also.
No, definitely a girl. There's their daughter who had asthma.
Okay. And Rhonda, was it within the past 3 years? Okay. What do you think, Pauline? Do you want me to call on Rhonda? She passed, November 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I've asked her to unmute. Hi, Rhonda.
Can you wave at me, Rhonda? Where are you?
I think Catherine's
hi.
going to spotlight her.
Right.
Right here.
Okay, Rhonda. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So do you understand what is it you don't? It wasn't COVID, but around the COVID time, problems with breathing.
Yes, she struggled with asthma. They're not real sure exactly what happened, but she was without oxygen for a long time and ended up, by the time EMS was called, they coded her 8 times until they got her stable at the hospital.
Right. Okay. Were there any clots on her lungs, or don't know?
That part I do not know.
Right.
By the time we got there, she was on a ventilator.
All right. She makes me feel as though these attacks, I'm going to call them attacks, could happen quite frequently, and she had to be really careful.
Yes. Yes.
And I always want to be carrying some sort of an asthma pump or something with me. Yeah.
Always had an inhaler.
Right. She talks about the breathing, how it absolutely exhausted her. But when she was free from it, she was on top of the world and felt that she could do anything. And she knew she had to be really careful, because sometimes these attacks would get so bad, it was almost as if she couldn't get a breath. I can't get my breath. And did she have something, what do we call the things? You put them on and you inhale the stuff. It actually goes right down into the lungs.
Yeah, the nebulizer.
The nebulizer, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
And she talks about her nebulizer. and sometimes it made her nervous if she felt she was going to be unwell about actually leaving the house, because she needed to be near where this could happen. And I feel this was happening more frequently. This was something that needed some adjustment to something with her, because these attacks were happening more and more.
Yes, they were getting worse.
And she tried hard not to panic with it, but to watch somebody struggle with something like this is the most horrendous thing, because I've worked with kids that have had it, and she's showing me exactly what happened. But she's come forward today to bring you some sort of peace and love, because she said at the moment you're really struggling.
I am. A lot of guilt. The shoulda, woulda, what if?
Yeah. And that's something that you've got to let go of, because she doesn't want you to feel like that. You did everything in your power. It was just a terrible, terrible thing that got left, and it got worse. But she wants you to know that all through her life, you took great care of her.
That's good to know. She took care of me.
And that's what's important. That's what's important. And she talks about you and your health. Do you have any issues with mobility around you at the moment?
No, but I'm a very brittle diabetic, so I'm hypoglycemic.
Right. Okay. She just wants you to be careful. And she's holding you, steadying you, and she said, don't rush at anything. And don't blame yourself for anything, because she's here today to lift this up. And she shows me a calendar. Was this her calendar with all this scribbling on, or do you write all over your calendar?
I have a she loved butterflies, so I have a butterfly calendar, and every month I have 3 or 4 different pictures of her that
Wonderful.
are taped to the calendar.
Yeah. Okay. She talks about the calendar. She talks about birthday and Christmas and how special you made everything.
It's nice.
And so hold that in your mind, and please know that she loves you very much, and please don't blame yourself for anything. All right. And God bless.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming with me. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pauline.
Okay, at last we have a male coming in here. So I want somebody who would understand. He calls himself a male child. I don't know how much of a child he was, because he seems very energetic to me as he's running around. He was very full of life. He was into everything. He wanted to do everything. I do feel he was a bit of a pickle getting out of bed in the morning. I feel he had to be levered out. But there was an accident and he hit his head, causing bleeding and swelling on the brain. And I feel he was hospitalized. But I do feel he slipped into some kind of a coma. And that comes in really strong.
Okay. We'll wait a minute to see if anyone can take this. Okay, can anyone take this for their son?
There's one there, died from a fall. I can't read the rest.
Okay. Okay, yes.
She said that he hit his head and bled to death. He was 24.
I've got causing bleeding and swelling on the brain, hospitalized, slipped into a coma and passed.
Okay. Do you want me to ask her to unmute, Pauline?
See if she understands that. Is it
Okay.
nobody else?
Okay. I don't think so. Lisa, can you unmute, please? Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Did you understand what I'm saying here?
I do. When you first spoke, I thought maybe it was a younger child. My son was 24.
Right. Okay. if you understand that it caused bleeding and a swelling on the brain, hospitalized, slipped into a coma and passed.
Yes, he fell 40 feet from a roof and hit his head and bled to death and he was in the hospital. They intubated him and tried to
Yeah.
serve him, but he died anyways. So
Okay. All right. That's interesting. What is a rough? Tell me what a rough is.
a rough?
Yeah. Did you say
The roof of a
oh,
building.
a roof? A
Roof.
roof.
He fell off of a roof. He slipped on a gas line and fell off.
Okay, that seems to fit there. And as long as he was hospitalized, because I need to know that he went into hospital.
He
And-
was hooked up to life support.
Yeah. And then I feel he slipped into a coma, and whether he passed or whether they decided that they couldn't do anything for him. But
That's what he did.
he's if I say to you he's absolutely full of life, would you understand that with him?
Yes, I would.
Absolutely full of life. And he takes me back and he shows me himself as a youngster tearing about, but he was always wanting to do things. And did he wear anything like round his waist with tools stuck in it? Was there like a leather belt or something he would have worn?
No, just his belt with his pants. I'm not seeing that, or I'm not understanding that.
Right. Okay. I'm just seeing that. And would he have worked with his hands, this guy?
With his toys, he would have. He liked to build things when he was younger.
Right.
When he was older, he was more into sports.
Right. Okay. I just feel he could. It's almost as if he's telling me he could turn himself to many things. He could have a go at anything. He could do anything. Full
He
of
worked at Habitat for Humanity building homes. Maybe you're seeing that building with using his hands. I don't know.
Yeah. So he worked with his hands. Would you understand that? Yeah.
In some capacity, yes.
Yeah. Because I don't want a man that sat behind a desk, because he doesn't.
No, he did.
Right. Okay. And I feel that he was fun. He laughed. Did he ever wear a hat on his head?
He did from time to time.
Right. And did he also wear a hat on? I'm almost wanting to be on a building site or walking around something like that.
Construction,
Yeah. So did he wear a proper construction hat?
he did.
Right, because that's what I'm looking at. A yellow construction hat. If it wasn't yellow, I don't care. It's a construction hat that he's showing me. But he also shows me water. So I feel he liked water sports. He liked all that sort of thing.
He was on the rowing team and he was also on the swim team for 12 years.
Right, okay. And he laughs at me now, and he said, we call them medals. So he would have been awarded different prizes for winning things.
Yes,
Very, very competitive, very competitive.
very much.
He
so.
only wanted to win, and he laughs at me when he says that. And he talks about he calls this an accident. Would you call this an accident? What happened here?
Yes, it was.
He said it was an accident. He said it was stupid, and I almost see his boot missing a holding or being able to keep himself there. That's what it felt like he was slipping. That's how it felt to me. And he wants you to know that once that he was actually on the ground, they would have thought that he was in immense pain, but he actually wasn't, because they'd managed to, the spirit world had managed to help him to take his mind away. And it felt that they'd almost then pushed him into like a comatose state of balance. He opens his eyes and looks at me, and I feel the eyes said everything. When you talk to him, he talked with his eyes.
Yes.
Loads of friends, loads going on in his life, far too young for this to have happened. And he's like wearing jeans and a checky type of shirt that's open, and he's just running about everywhere. He won't stand still. And have we had a baby born into the family?
A a cousin had a baby, but we have not had one directly. We're waiting for one.
It-
We're hoping for one.
He just talks about a new baby coming into the family. So I'm going to leave that with you. And he says that again, there has to be a celebration around this time with him, because he talks about a birthday. Whose birthday is it?
We don't have any birthdays. His cousin had a birthday last week. We don't have any direct birthdays in the family. Those are
Okay.
winter, fall
So
birthdays.
it just talks about that. Do you live anywhere where it could be cold?
Yes,
Because he puts on like a fleece type jacket
yes, we live in the Midwest.
to tell me it was cold there, and big boots, like, I don't know what you call them, they're sort of a yellowy golden colour boots with brown leather around the tops, that type of a boot. He would have had a good boot on his foot.
He did. He had hiking boots that he loved.
Yeah, good. And he loved the fresh air, Do you have any, what a funny thing to show me. Do you have any forestry around you, or did he go somewhere where there was forest?
Well, the house that he grew up in had woods in the back, and then the house that we live in now that we have a 5-acre lot and it's wooded in the back.
Right, okay. Do you have any bears around you?
Not here, no.
But he talks about bears. So did he ever go
He
hunting,
used
or?
to go hiking in Colorado and in California.
And there would be bears there?
He never mentioned any, but if there were, he wouldn't have told me.
He said brown bears, brown bears. It just shows me beautiful country and life, and hold that love and light within your heart, he says. And I do feel that you do know he's around you.
I do. If I'm having a good day, I do. Otherwise, I don't.
Okay. And have you also experienced him coming in dream state to you as well?
I have, yes.
We call that astro projection. That's the best connection you can get with them, because you can actually get hold of them. And I've asked him to come and talk to you on your night time. I don't know when your night time is. It's nearly my night time. But he comes with a lot of love. And thank you very much for accepting him and working with me.
Thank you, Pauline.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pauline.
This next one, it's about a girl, and all she showed me was pills and a plastic bag. That's all I got. But I know this had to be connected to drugs. She looks very thin as she comes in, but she has the most beautiful, radiant smile. And she just wishes to connect with her family. She just wishes to talk to the family. Can anybody understand her?
So Kim is saying her daughter died of an overdose. Hi, Kim. Can you unmute, please? Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Can you turn? There you are.
Hi, Kim. Kim, do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
And the plastic bag?
Yes.
Okay. And very, very frail girl as she comes in.
Yeah, she was thin.
But she wasn't always like that, and she takes me back to when she was quite stunningly
Yeah.
beautiful.
She's a beautiful girl.
But a live wire. I see her in denim shorts. I see her hair longish, and she's got this beautiful smile on her face. And she was excited with life. She couldn't wait to get on and get out into the world. I see her putting lipstick on. I don't know if she had a thing about lipstick, or whether this is something she did as a kid.
She did. She liked makeup. She had a lot of makeup.
Right. Okay. she doesn't want to go into this, but she talks about going into dark times.
Yeah.
But before these dark times, she had a wonderful life. And she's here today to she wants to touch your face and let you realize that it was something that she slipped into. There was no fault, no blame. She felt inadequate, and this gave her that feeling that she could cope with things, which we know is not right. But she wants you to know that she's come through today because she wants to lift your spirits, because I know that you will be thinking, what could I have done? How could I have helped? I do feel that she had friends around her, but they were all not in a good place at all. And
Right.
she wants to say to you, she wants to make you laugh, and she's now got a great big ice cream. So did she like these sweet things that she keeps showing me?
Yeah, she really did. Yes.
And she would be the life of soul of everything. She's got cowboy boots on now. She's put the cowboy boots on. And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
would understand that. And
Yes, I would.
and I want to dance in them. I don't know if you call it line dancing or what she's getting up to. Stomping. She's telling me she's stomping.
Yeah.
But this is really helping her to see you laugh, because that's the most important thing of all, for her to be able to come and know that it's okay. And she said it's okay. It's okay. The month of May is important. What is May to her?
She always made a big deal out of Mother's Day, which is in May. She passed, it'll be 2 years on Saturday. So April, but yeah, May. She made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You know, she only gave me those two things, but I knew it was important that I got to work with that. So I want to, again, I want to remind you of those boots and the stomping, as she calls it. And she says I could be bossy too.
Oh,
Bossy.
yeah.
Yeah, bossy. But yeah, school was okay, but I don't think she really wanted to be a straight A student or anything like that, because I'm too busy having fun and getting out and about.
Yeah.
And to say to you, thank you for everything. You only ever tried to help her, and that meant an awful lot to her. So I just need to send that love to you. And remember her as she was, in these little boots and these cut off short things that she's got on. She's got lovely legs. She looks absolutely stunning in them. And take that love that she's come with, dry those tears, and make those tears of joy, of the happy memories.
Thank you, Pauline.
God bless. Thank you for working with me.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pauline.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Okay, I've got loads more, and I've just glanced at the clock. Goodness. All right. So this next one, boys jumping off of rocks and into the water, jumping off of rocks quite high up. But there was an accident, and whether he hit his head and he fell back and went into the water. But I know there was a big problem there. But there was a group of these kids doing this, and they were told not to do it again and again, but still they do it. But it was like rocks, and I see him all jumping off, and he jumped, and he was taken backwards and hit his head and fell into the water. Does anybody understand this?
Okay, we'll just wait and see if anyone can take this. Okay. You know, it might be for someone that's going to watch the recording. We always say that. And if it is, please reach out to us, reach out to Pauline.
We have
There's one in
Gertie.
there that says,
Oh,
Gertie
my-
says my boy did that.
okay. All right, I've asked her to unmute. Hi, Gertie.
Hi.
Hello.
wave
Hi,
to me. I
Pauline.
can't see you. Wave to me.
Oh.
Hi. Hi. That's great. Hello. Hello. So you understand all of this jumping off the rocks?
He did that a lot when we got a lake. He jumped into, but that isn't where he did jump when he passed, but it wasn't in a lake.
Okay. All right. And did he fell back? Did he hit his head?
His neck was broken.
Right. Okay. But he shows me himself in water, and I want to say he's laughing as he comes up because I feel he loved the water.
Yeah, and when he jumped into the lake, there, I mean, I've got a video of him way high on the rock, and
Yeah.
him and 3 other people doing a dive at one time and all landing and laughing. And
Yeah. And he as he comes closer to me, he's quite, he calls himself gangly. So gangly to me is somebody that is was he slim and had a height with him?
no, he was short and stocky.
Right, okay. He calls himself gangly. I don't know why he wants to say this to me. I just need to make sure this is the right one for you. But if you understand all of that, before he matured into that more stocky, was he skinny? Was he a skinny kid?
He always had broad shoulders, so his dad had broad shoulders.
Mm,
Then the cousin he ran around with all the time
right.
was tall and gangly.
Tall and gangly. What a thing to say about somebody. Okay. So
He grew into it.
as long as you understand it and you can make, I don't want people making things fit, but I know I need to talk about a gangly kid because he says it. And he says the times he was told not to do this. But he said we never listened, and it was always a bit of a dare who could do it, who could jump the highest, who could jump the furthest. But he says that his things. Have you kept a lot of his things?
Yes.
And jeans. I see jeans there, lots of jeans, and would he have any time in his life bitten his fingernails?
Yes.
Thank you, because I just need to make sure, and that clinches it for me. And he's got a key ring with keys on it, and I don't know whether this was a special key ring or what it was, but he holds that up and jangles it at me as well.
Yeah, I think they call them land guards or something like that.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. And have you got up solar lights in the garden?
Yes.
He's talking about the solar lights. What's happened to them, or is he messing about with them?
Well, it's been winter, so a lot of them have the batteries are frozen or something.
Okay.
But his lights, oh my gosh. I just noticed yesterday he had post lights that go on a 4x4 post.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just noticed last night that the batteries died in them and they're not lighting right now.
Right, okay, because he's talking about the lights, so maybe get a battery and get that sorted out for him. Yeah.
I plan on it.
Yeah.
Just too cold and windy today.
Okay, he pulls like a hat on his head as well, so I want this hat, and he'll throw it as well. But here today, this gangly kid, did he have funny teeth as well? Sounds terrible to me to say that, but I feel his teeth weren't straight in the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Good that it's right. But he smiles and he says, you know, he laughed a lot, and that's what he wants to say to you. He laughed a lot, and you're to laugh too.
We do.
So get that light fixed. He wants the light fixed.
It will be.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you given any genes away? Because I see genes going. Have you given some of his genes to someone?
No, I want to make a quilt out of his clothes, and I just found out last week my neighbor across the street quilts.
Wonderful.
So they are going over to her as soon as she's done with the ones.
Okay, they're going. That's fine. That's all I wanted to say with that. Take his love and thank you very much. Thank you for
Thank
working.
you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Pauline.
Now this next one, I questioned it when it came in, but I'm gonna put it there because somebody might understand it. And it was a family, and there was a fire, but a child was overcome with smoke, and that's all I got on it. There was a fire, and a child was overcome with smoke. And I don't feel the kid was very big, 4, 5 maybe.
Okay.
I just had a feeling that wasn't going to go anywhere. So if nobody understands it, it could be for somebody else.
Okay. We'll wait a second to see if anyone can take it.
But there was just a fire in a
I don't
house.
think so. What? Okay. And while we're waiting, anyone that got a message today and would like to write a little validation and be part of the next newsletter, please send Elizabeth a picture of your child with a little write-up, elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org. We love to put these in the newsletter.
Okay, so nobody understands this kiddie. Okay, I'll move this on. Right, this next one, it's a female again, and she became unwell. Mother would have had her at home. It progressed to cancer. She had a very strong connection to her mother, and she was like her mother in many, many ways. But this is a real love bond here. But the mother would have nursed her at home and probably given up her job if she worked or anything to be with this kid to look after her.
Do you have an age, Pauline? Did you say a young daughter or?
Yeah, and not a baby, of course not. Could be between 18, 20, something like that. I feel she was a well-covered girl. She doesn't look a tiny petite thing, but she's got a beautiful, happy, round face, and I can see her mother next to her, and the mother and her are very, very similar. But the connection to her mother was really strong, and she was like her mum in many ways. Okay, so this.
Okay, Jane. This is okay. I think Jane got a reading last time. I'm not sure, but I'll ask her to unmute because nobody else. Hey, Jane.
Hi, yeah, it could be Alice. She had a round face. Yeah.
Okay, can I work with you?
Yes, thank you.
So she became unwell, and you would have had her at home with you,
Yes, she was at home.
and it progressed, and I felt there was some form of a cancer there.
Yes, she had cancer. Yep.
Okay. She was very strong, and I thought the feeling I get is that she really fought long and hard with this, but the connection to you gave her that inner strength. And I can see you holding her in your arms. I can see that, and she would have thought, I can do it, but she couldn't because she didn't have the power in her body to allow her to do it. But I feel that she was like you in many ways. You were more like sisters than mother.
Yes. Yes, very close. Yeah.
And she's wanting to say, was there some something not found quick enough with her, or was it? Because it just feels as though, I don't know, I want to be taking bloods to find out what was going on there.
Yeah.
Was that done?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was about a year of misdiagnosis and finally
Yeah.
a blood test
Yeah, definitely.
landed her in the hospital. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. And she suddenly sits up and smiles, and she's right now. She's fine. And you know, she would have. Did she like to eat cakes and stuff like that?
Yes.
She's got a
Yeah.
great cake and she's trying to eat it. And I just feel she was a whole lot of fun. I
Yeah.
feel she was a whole lot of fun. And something about shoes. Did she have a thing about shoes?
Well, she had her favorite shoes, but she had boots.
Yeah.
That was her signature.
Okay. Just I don't feel I want to go out looking like I've just got out of a shop window, but I want to go out and I'm looking nice and I want to have fun, and that's what it was all about. She shows me, we call them big wheels. You might call them a Ferris wheel. So have you got memories of her going on anything like that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. At her school fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm actually seeing injections going in here. So did she have injections, or is it diabetes? What is this?
She had endless blood draws and IV placements,
Right.
and just multiple all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Shows me that. And
Yeah. And then a year of two times a day painful Lovenox injections during her heavy treatment year. Yeah, heaviest treatment year. Yeah.
And there was a time she didn't want to go on with this treatment.
Yes. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she had her times. I mean, she fought very hard, but yes, it was difficult.
Yeah, she just didn't want to go on with this. And again, I want some connection to a heart with you. Did you ever have one of those necklaces which is like a broken heart, 2 pieces?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. She shows me that as well, and the memories that she's talking about. I see her with her head in a book as well, but I feel that she would have got tired of that and put that down, because I feel I want to be doing much more than reading a book.
Yeah, she read a lot, avid reader since age 3. Yeah.
Okay. And now I see quite a love of animals as well.
Yes.
So, pets, liked pets. And I feel she was quite persistent. And I feel as a little girl, she would have pulled at you, mummy, 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 but very persistent in getting noticed of what she wanted. But lovely, absolutely lovely. There's been some kind of a plant put in a memory to her.
Well, yeah, yes, actually I do a big wildflower garden. I did, and I just planted the seeds just the other day for this year.
And that's lovely. And can you sit in that garden? Can you sit
Oh
there?
yeah.
Good.
Yes.
And she said watch them, and I feel we call them like meadow gardens, where they're all different types of plants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's quite happy with that. And she shows me her ear pierced. What going on here?
No, she never pierced her ears.
Did she put something on her ear, like a pierced ear, like a magnet at the back of it?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, she would wear earbuds. She was a teenager, so she was always wearing earbuds and listening to music and stuff.
It looked like an earring to me, so I'm not gonna make it fit. But come on, give me something else. What else do you want to talk about? Has somebody got a convertible, an old convertible?
An old one? Actually, that was my brother-in-law, but he passed a few years ago. That's the only thing he loved it.
An old convertible.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just talks about it. So he's obviously there as well. So I'm going to leave that love with
Yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for working with me.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Pauline.
It's so funny, Pauline, because I know Jane very well, and Jane lives in Boston near the college that Carly went to school, and Jane's Allison and Carly both fought cancer. My husband just planted our wildflower garden. He has a 1965 Triumph convertible.
Fabulous.
Carly and her shoes, her earring, Carly's earring. I lost one of them and made into a necklace that you've talked about before. So I'm sure she's piggybacking with this.
Yeah, definitely. I said to you in the beginning, I feel Carly around me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Beautiful.
can I
Well,
carry on?
we're on the hour, but if you want to do one more, you want to
Right.
do another one, I don't want to stop you. If Kathy could stay on a little bit.
I'm good.
Okay. So I don't really want that one. That's a sad one. Let's get to a better one than that. So I've got a young guy here, started to get bad headaches, and it continued for a while. He had some kind of a brain scan and it was detected as a tumour. It was inoperable, and I felt that other tumours came as well.
Okay.
And he
We'll
was
wait and
quite
see if someone.
persistent about that. So I need from Kathy. It started with bad headaches, but it continued, and the brain scan. He had a brain scan. It detected a tumour, but there were others that formed as well.
You see Christie's response, Pauline?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Son had severe brain pain,
Yeah,
MRI, CT scan, brain issues, but we weren't aware of a tumor.
right. Okay. That's what I was told here. It was a
Okay.
tumour. It was inoperable, and I felt that there were other problems there as well.
Okay. And we do have many children that have passed from this. So again, maybe it's for someone that's going to be watching.
Okay. All right. There is. Do you want me to do one more? Or do you want me to stop?
Sure. Would love it if you can.
Right. Okay. A group of youngsters. This is quite sad, and it was a drug issue, because I see the silver paper and heating it up. I don't know anything about drugs, so I don't even know what they're doing with it. And I feel they either smelt it or whatever they do with it, inhaled it. And this lad, he slipped into a form of a coma, but he had a heart attack. His heart stopped. Whether he was homeless, I got the feeling that he was living rough. But there was a group of them doing this, the silver paper, heating it up, and it caused his heart to stop.
So Stephanie has her hand up.
There's one there, a crystal. There's a couple coming down on the bottom. Group of young.
Right. She was the one that talked about her son with the MRI.
Right.
And we've got Stephanie has her hand up.
Okay.
Stephanie's son was homeless. So it's either one of them. I don't know.
It's definitely the homeless that I need.
Okay. Christy Byron saying, sounds like my son overdosed and stopped heart, lived on the streets a lot. Stephanie saying her son was homeless, also with a drug problem.
But it's the silver paper. I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know anything about drugs. Silver paper, heating
Stephanie
it up.
said her son was alcohol poisoning.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get any more on it. But he.
All right, I think it. Kathy?
Christy, Eileen
Yeah.
is saying tin foil, so I'm not sure if she means that goes with her son with the heating it on the silver paper.
Right. So somebody understands that bit. And does she understand that he was probably homeless and his heart stopped?
Okay. Christy, can you answer that question, please? He was not homeless, but she said rough conditions.
Right.
Stephanie's son, I believe, is alcohol poisoning.
And Christy Byram says her son had an overdose, heart stopped, and he lived on the streets a lot.
That one feels better.
Okay. You think?
I
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely need all of that.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Hi, Christy. Can you unmute, please? Hi, can you speak?
Hi.
Hi, Christy. Do you understand all of this?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And there was a group of them. It wasn't just one lad. There was a group of them doing this.
Yeah, there was several of them that stuck together and used.
Okay. As he comes in, he feels, because he's lost all of that now, and he's now back to the lovely kid that he was, and he comes in and to touch you, to try and get you to realize, because I do feel you're holding some kind of blame in your heart, and you mustn't. Because there was nothing you could do. I feel you tried to help a number of times.
I did.
And that it's something in them. I don't, I got a friend who lost his son like it, and they seem to think that this is the way out. But I do feel that he's here today to talk to you about his life before all this happened. And he said that you gave him as much as you could, but more than anything, you gave him love. And that love he'll carry with him. And he's dreadfully upset about all of this. He said, if only I'd been stronger, but we can't change how we're feeling. But I just know as he comes in, he hands me something to give you. So did you find anything in his belongings that was personal? Something nice?
Yeah, we found, I have all of his stuff, everything. I kept everything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And he wants you to try and remember him before all this happened, before he got involved with all of this. And if he could have found a way out, he would have done, but he couldn't, because I feel each week he slipped again, slipped a bit further.
Yep.
But he wants to give you a box of chocolates. Is that relevant? Is that?
Yeah, I have a sugar problem.
He wants to give you that box of chocolates, and he wants you to eat them and enjoy them, and don't worry about anything, he said, because he's fine, he's okay. Did you have a dog in the family?
It's not a dog. It was a cat, but she was really big, so we used to call her a small dog.
Okay, is she now in the spirit world?
Yes, she died a few months after him.
Because he says he's got the dog, he calls it a dog. So he's got this cat that looks like a dog, whatever it is. But I just needed to bring that in. And did you ever keep fish?
He fished.
He fished.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can see fish. That's what I can see there. And feeding the birds. Do you feed the birds?
We used to go to the park and feed the ducks and the birds and the pond that was at the park.
Okay. So just memories of lovely things, lovely things. And did he ever break a front tooth?
Yes. Yep.
Right.
A couple months before he passed away, the front bottom.
Okay, broke a front tooth. But he says he's completely restored now. None of those things that bother him anymore. And to thank you for everything you did for him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What an amazing afternoon. Oh my goodness. And I tell everyone, when one of us gets a reading, it's a validation for all of us that our kids are here. I mean, just amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pauline. And I
You're
think
very welcome.
Kathy put in the chat how to contact Pauline if you'd like to have a reading with her. Pauline does these demos for us every month. She'll be back on May 2nd and then again on June 6th. We always take a little bit of a holiday during the summer, and she'll be back on September 5th. So we always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you. Thank you, Kathy, for doing this with me today. Thank you, Pauline,
Thank
so
you.
much. This was
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Thanks very much,
Thank you,
Pauline.
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 Lovely. Thank